Hello, my name is Ian, and I'd like to share my story with you. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to go back to my roots of my family in Italy. So after I finished school in August of 2012, I finally had my chance. I boarded a flight to Milan, and after I spent some time with my friends in Lombardia, I set off to see the whole country. After I landed in Messina, I was waiting for a train to take me to Palermo when I saw a tearing young man and woman saying goodbye to one another. This would ultimately become a deeply meaningful and impacting life experience for me. The young man's name was Vittorio Monte. He and his family of 6 lived in the mountains near the village of Monreale, just south of Palermo. I struck up a conversation with him, and we talked and eventually became friends. Over the next few days, I came to learn more about Vittorio as I spent time in Palermo. On the 3rd day, Vittorio came to me and said that his family was offering me a chance to stay in their home with them, and they weren't even asking for any money in return. I happily accepted, and the two of us ventured up the mountain. I met the Monte family, and boy, we had a blast. Father Luigi, Mother Rosa, Brother Riccardo, younger sister Katia, and the youngest boy Christian. We had so much fun. They all treated me like I was one of the family, and I felt that I had known them all for years on end. They weren't very well off, and their home wasn't even finished, and their kitchen was just a rough cement box, but they made do with what they could. It amazed me how a poor family took me in, a total stranger, and gave me a roof over my head, and a bed to sleep in, and food to eat, and they never asked for anything in return. We ate, drank, laughed, played, philosophized, and lived like my family I never knew. We even celebrated a birthday, and I met the extended family too while we ran around Palermo on Vittorio's scooter. After saying goodbye, I gave them some euros to repay them for their hospitality and keeping a total stranger out of the kindness of their hearts and generosity. After I returned to the US sometime later, I had to undergo open heart surgery and was in need of a long time to recover. While I continued to keep in contact with the Montes over the months, Luigi had been injured in an accident and had broken several ribs. So he had been prescribed some pain medicines, and possibly the ones that caused mental instability to some degree. During dinner one night, I had been overcome with a feeling that something terrible had just happened, and sadly enough, the next morning Rosa informed me that Luigi, her husband, had committed suicide. I was pretty surprised and upset, and I couldn't understand why. He seemed like such a happy man with a wife and 4 kids, who all loved one another. All I knew at the time was that now Vittorio, like myself, had lost a loving father. Rosa I felt very, very badly for, and I realized that she now has to raise and take care of 4 kids as a widow. All this put a strain on them as a family, and it impacted me greatly as a friend. These people gave to me, and I want to give something back to them in return, and try to help them in this time of hardship. I know what it's like, and I want to share and let them know that they're not alone. I made this charity to help some very special people who are close to me, even if we have an ocean in between us. This charity is meant to help them finish their house so they can sell it and reestablish themselves in another city. Thank you for all your support, and I hope that others would show you the same generosity that these wonderful people showed to me.